Hey Decide Destiny crew, Carl Spreedius here. Thanks for joining me for another Decide Destiny daily dose. Decide to communicate your core. I was just speaking to a friend today and they were sharing some things with me and I instantly was able to resonate with them. Why? Because they were sharing things from their core. They're sharing real things that we all struggle with, and we all put on this facade, we all put on this face, we all put on this show like we're all perfect and we all got it sorted, or we just kind of become more reclusive. Human beings have never lived more alone than this time. Or used to always live in tribes, in communities, in groups, in families. A lot of people live in apartments on their own. Myself, we've all lived in apartments for long times on our own. So we kind of get caught up in our own world. You know, we've got this little outlet on the screen where we can kind of connect to the world or feel like we're connecting to the world. We can ask any question we like. We can get any sort of information, education. We can really upskill in a lot of ways. A lot of good can come out of it. A lot of bad can come out of it. But what oftentimes happens is we get caught up in our own little, revolving mind game, and we just kind of think, okay, this is all happening to me. Only I'm the busy one. Only I'm stressing about this, or only I'm going through all these things. We realize that actually sometimes it's really good to just chat to people and talk from our core. Be authentic, open up, share. And when we share, other people share. And actually that's when more than just our mouth, our hearts are communicating to each other. Our compassion is communicating to each other. And we're actually realizing, oh my gosh, we actually have a lot of the same problems. A lot of people say, what is a business, or what is life? Life is a set of problems that you inevitably solve, or you either make worse, but it's up to you. But so when you think of life as in that way, you can kind of see that, okay, wow, there's all these problems right there. Someone just pulling the face to the camera could totally distract me, could throw me off. I just chuck a thumb up. There's all these problems that we need to solve, and the quicker we solve them, the better we solve them, the better our life can be, and also the better that we're conscious of it. We're the only species on this planet that is really conscious of what's going on in our world. Well, some of us are, but I'm sure a lot of us are. But we're conscious of our own consciousness, if you understand what I'm saying. So we're conscious of the fact that we are solving a problem. We're not just going and eating grass and running away from the lion. We're conscious of it. So to be conscious of it, communicate it, because the communication is actually how you can solve problems a lot easier. This person that I was speaking today, she spoke to 3 or 4 other people, and she was in the space for a couple of months where she was just overwhelmed, couldn't get ahead, and people started to ask her, are you this, are you that? She doesn't like labels, neither do I. But she said, no, well, but maybe I need to reflect on this. Why are people thinking I'm this label or that label? What's going on? And so when she called a few people and shared, she realized they actually were feeling a lot of the similar things. So she didn't feel alone. She didn't feel isolated. She wasn't listening to any content that made her feel isolated. She was communicating with human beings heart to heart to realize that we're all in this together and we're all figuring it out in our own way. And we can all help each other out. So this is the power that you actually get from communicating from your core. You get from being authentic. You get from opening up and sharing a bit more. Yes, there's vulnerability. Yes, you might be showing, a few of your, weak spots or things like that. But I look at them as strength positions, because you're actually empowering other people of how to share and what to say, and also that the solutions can be found together. Because a lot of time, and she actually mentioned something to me. She said, because she works in the HR arena, and she was saying how a lot of times people go to quit, and then when they go to quit, they say, the boss says, okay, why do you want to quit? And then they mention all these things, and they said, oh, if you just communicated that to me, we could have fixed this, we could have fixed that, we could have tweaked that, and then this is how it can work. And a lot of times people actually end up staying and go, oh, actually that's all I wanted. And the boss said, yep, next time just communicate it to me. Next time just mention it to me. So that's the funny thing about communication, is we often forget to do it, and we most certainly forget the power of it. Solving what is life. Maybe it's more than that, but a lot of times life seems like a set of problems. Okay, What do we need to do with those problems? We need to solve them. How can we speed up solving them to have a better life, to have a more productive life, to not sit on a problem? You know, what's demoralizing? Sitting on a problem for months and months and months and not doing anything about it. Having a mess in the corner of your house and not doing anything about it. That sucks life force from you. So, how do we solve problems? We communicate, we discuss it, we share it. So feel free to communicate to me, ask me questions, send me messages, leave some comments down below. That's the answer, guys, is to communicate more, is to share more. We're all compassionate beings who are, most of us, in the same sort of little, yard, and we can all help each other out a lot. So make sure we do that. Make sure we communicate from our core. That actually inspires other people too. And you are a leader if you communicate from your core. 100%, 133%. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Share it around with anyone else who maybe they need to communicate more. Maybe they are making life difficult because they aren't communicating. They're jumping to conclusions. They're bitter and upset rather than opening their heart and discussing. Share it around with anyone else you feel might take a lot away from this message. And as always, guys, remember, decide your destiny. Cheers.